Okay, let's go ahead and get started. For those who do not know, I am Nikki Johnson. I'm an accounting instructor here at Iowa Central, and I'm going to call this meeting to order. Typically, we would also have the coordinator of the accounting program here at Iowa Central with us. That's Dr. Dawn Humburg, but she's unable to make it tonight, but she will be at future meetings. To get us started, we'll talk briefly about the Accounting and Business Club. If anybody picked up the blue sheets at the beginning, this is our constitution. And I'm going to quickly read the statement of purpose, which gives you a good idea of why the club came together. And it's been a really popular club over the last few years that's provided a lot of opportunities for our students. So it's an organization specifically for students at Iowa Central and is designed to foster business professionalism. We strive to connect students with business leaders from around the area to build connections with future employers. The club hosts a wide variety of events to expose students to the large number of opportunities available to them with their degrees. This is a great opportunity for any students who are in any type of business field or looking to have really be in the professional world. You'll get to meet a lot of very important people and view their journeys that they took in order to become successful or reach where they are in their careers. And it's a great networking opportunity, so make sure that you go out of your way to meet others that are here tonight, as well as talking to any of our speakers after they're done. We have, on our first meeting, a very important job of electing officers to the business club, or the Accounting and Business Club. And Dr. Dawn Humburg did receive some nominations, and so I'm going to read off the nominations that we have so far, and then I'll open up the floor to see if there are any nominations from the floor for any positions. So, nominations we received were Logan Williams for president, Jasmine Flowerday, vice president, my apologies if I pronounce this wrong, but Cham Dang, treasurer, Erica Stender for recorder, Annie Canning for fundraising director, Joni Krieger, volunteer director, and Kim Kaya's communications director. So I will open up the floor to see if there are any other nominations for any of the positions that are associated with the club. None? Okay, I'll close that. So what we'll do here is I'm going to ask everyone who is here and present that I had listed off to come up and give us a brief introduction about themselves. That way you can get to know them before we vote them in as positions, and then we will go from there. So we'll start with the president nomination, which is going to be Logan Williams.
Hi everybody, I'm Logan Williams. I'm going to be your president this year for the Accounting and Business Club. So a little bit about myself. I'm from Fairfield, Iowa. I'm a sophomore here at Iowa Central. Last year I served as the recorder for the Accounting and Business Club. A little about my business background. I served 4 years at FBLA in high school, which is the Future Business Leaders of America. I was a 2-time national qualifier. Some other things I'm involved in here. I play tennis. I'm a student ambassador. I'm really excited to get to know all you guys this year and get to work. So that's a little bit about me.
Hello, I'm Jasmine Flowerday. I'm originally from California, but I've been here for like 15 years. I'm a single mom of 2 boys. One is 16. I'm also an author of fantasy books, and I'm an active member in 2 other clubs here at the college, and I was pretty active in this club last year, and we had a lot of fun, so thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Kim. I'm originally from Webster City. I'm a sophomore here at Iowa Central, and I'm currently an accounting major. I'm running for communications director because there is not a time that I do not have my phone on me. So I think this is going to be perfect for me. I'm really excited to get to know all of you. I know I'm seeing a lot of new faces. I know I recognize some of you from my classes, but I'm involved in student ambassadors in the accounting business club. I knew I was a member last year, but I wasn't allowed to come to most of the meetings because of the travel and the weather. But this year I live in Fort Dodge, so I'm really excited to just come here and do my thing.
Hello, my name is Annie Canning. I'm probably on my third or fourth year here. I'm going for a business degree, and also I'm a varied artist along with becoming a beginning special effects makeup artist, and I can't wait to plan events with you guys because that's pretty much what I live for.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on with voting for our members in. So let's go ahead and start with the president position. So let's vote on Logan Williams for president. So all in favor say aye. All opposed, nay. Do we have any nays? No. Okay. All right, so Logan, wherever you are, you're right behind me. So Logan is our new president, so congratulations, Logan. Awesome. Okay, so we'll move on to vice president position. Our nominee is Jasmine Flowerday. So all in favor of Jasmine for vice president, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Jasmine, you are the new vice president, and congratulations. Okay, so Chom Dang, if I'm saying the name correctly, is running for treasurer. So even though they are not with us tonight, we can still go ahead and vote, and we can change that if needed. So all in favor for Chom as treasurer, say aye. And all opposed? And say nay, sorry. Okay, perfect. So Chom Dang will then be our treasurer. So clap for them, even though they will not be here. And Erica Stender is running for recorder. Erica, I know, is in her second year of the accounting program here at Iowa Central. She also does work study for Doc Don and I in our offices. I think she'd do a great job at recorder. So all in favor of Erica as recorder, say aye. Any opposed, nay? Okay, so Erica is our recorder. Yay for Erica. And for fundraising director, we have Annie Canning, who's just up here introducing herself. So all in favor of Annie for fundraising director, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay? Annie, you are the new fundraising director. Congratulations. And Joni Krieger is normally at every meeting. She is running for volunteer director, which ultimately gets all of our volunteer activities together and reaches out to those who would like to get involved with that. So I know if she could be here tonight, she would in a heartbeat. She is also in the second year of the accounting program. So all in favor of Joni for volunteer director, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay? Okay, Joni is going to be volunteer director, so congratulations to Joni. I'm sure she'll be watching this. And last but not least, we have Kim Kayas for communications director. So all in favor of Kim for communications director, say aye. Aye. Any opposed with nay? All right, Kim, you got it, communications director. Congratulations to all of those elected. And then we will go ahead and move on to introducing you to our new president who is going to take over, Mr. Logan Williams. You can come on up and have the floor.
Like I mentioned, I'm Logan Williams. I'm excited to be you guys' president this year. So I'm going to go ahead and move on and introduce Mr. Jim Kersten, our guest speaker for tonight. So Jim Kersten is a native of Fort Dodge, Iowa, where he resides with his wife, Lori, and their 4 children, Jenny, Annie, Jack, and Kelly. Jim is a graduate of Fort Dodge Senior High, Drake University, and the University of Iowa with a BA in Public Administration. James has had many roles in both the public and private sector, limited to, but not only to, the Iowa Department of Commission. He was part of Governor Terry Branstad's staff as an administrative assistant. He also even started his own financial consulting firm, the Professional Financial Advisors Incorporated. So without further ado, Mr. Jim Kersten.
Well, it's good to be here. Sorry, Dawn is not feeling well. Dawn wanted me to give a little background on myself, how I got to where I'm at today, and all that I do with my current position here at the college. Like Logan said, I was born and raised here in Fort Dodge. Went to Iowa and Drake, and then when I graduated, I got a job working for what was then called the Iowa Development Commission. But what allowed me and why I transferred from Iowa to Drake was University of Iowa didn't let me have an internship in Des Moines. And I really wanted to go to work for the Iowa Development Commission, which was the economic development agency of state government that during the farm crisis helped the state begin to recover from all the huge farm value losses that happened. And I attended 30 bank closings for Governor Branstad, and it really was a depressing time. But what we did was we worked as an internship. My first project was John Ruan, who's got the Ruan building downtown Des Moines, had proposed Iowa build a new World Ag Trade Center. And it was very controversial. It was going to be a state and privately funded building downtown, but it was going to be a place where we could showcase American agriculture to the globe. Anyway, long story short, I got caught up in politics like a lot of things do, and that building was never built. But from that, the World Food Prize, which you may or may not have heard of, was created by Mr. Ruan, funded by him. And it basically awards people like the Nobel Peace Prize, but scientists that help further mankind in food technology and food production. So that was my first foray, but the internship was the real benefit that I had in education. I told people I learned more in that experience than I did in a lot of my classrooms because it was practical, it was hands-on. And I think you're going to be seeing some of that with your accounting club and the people they bring in to speak. You're going to learn real world what accountants do. So after I finished working the Development Commission, Governor Branstad asked me to join his staff, and there was only 4 of us at the time that worked for him, and it was, again, at 26 years old, it was an honor and quite an experience. And then when one of my life goals was to run for the Iowa legislature and eventually maybe for Congress. And in 1989, the Senate seat here became very, targetable. The guy that had been serving in it had served for 34 years, longest serving senator in Iowa history, and he was telling people he wasn't going to run. So Governor Branstad came to me and said, if he's not running, you should move back to Fort Dodge and think about running for state senate. And I said, well, how do I know he's not going to run? I've not heard or talked to him. And he said, well, go meet with him. So I met with him, and I was, again, kind of, somewhat in awe, but had a very good conversation. And he said, nope, I'm not running. I bet, a lot of my supporters will support you. So my wife and I got married, moved back to Fort Dodge, announced we're going to run. 2 weeks later, he changed his mind and announced he's going to run. So I had to run against the longest serving senator in Iowa history. But again, all the experiences up to that point in my life, be it education, work, the internships, gave me the knowledge and the confidence to do what I did, and I ended up defeating the guy. Served in the Iowa Senate for 1 term, and then when my first daughter was born in 1993, it changed my life goals. So I decided to get out of politics, didn't run for re-election, but have been engaged in public policy for many years in the private sector. I've owned a couple companies, Heartland Communications, a group here in town that at the time we employed about 200 people in the communications and advertising area. And then in 2002, I sold that out and then set up my own consulting firm with former Governor Branstad. So we did work here in Iowa and in Washington, working with private sector, small, big companies to help them walk through all the red tape of government. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of red tape in all aspects of your life. Your industry alone, just a tax policy that changes every year, you're going to have lifelong learning in that area if you decide to get into accounting. So I've been doing that now since 2002. And then I got approached by former President Bob Paxton out here because they needed help trying to help work at the State House, but also at the federal level, and they had nobody really on staff that could do that. So we worked out an arrangement where I came to work for the college, And since I've been here, we've been very lucky. We have a good team of people that work together, and we've generated about 20 to 25 million in new federal money that help build buildings like this, the fuel lab over here in the other wing of the building, the dental hygiene lab, you name it. We've done a lot of things with the federal and state government funding. And so when I've told my kids growing up, everything in life's about relationships. Don't ever burn a bridge. Try to work with people even when you disagree with them. And those relationships will be lifelong and they'll pay off for you. And you have no idea today how that will, but I really stress that those relationships are important. I don't know how many here want to actually become accountants, but I can tell you from real life example, my wife's a CPA here in town. She's absolutely loved the career because it gives her the flexibility that she needs with helping raise our family and have the flexible hours that accountants can generate on their own. And she's done a very good job with her career, and she's loved it and made a good living. So whatever capacity of financial accounting or the accounting sector or finance, you're going to have a good lifelong career. And the brochure that I handed out here is the most recent program we worked on at the state level. Governor Reynolds, when she was running for office, got word and understood that all over the state of Iowa there's huge demand for skilled workers. They don't need 4-year degrees. They need 1-year certificates, 2-year degrees. But what we needed to do was try to incentivize people who graduate from high school and those that want to return. If they enter into high-demand growth jobs and career paths, they'll get a last dollar scholarship after they maximize their federal Pell Grant and other financial aid. The state will step in. So this year, we finally got funding approved for $13.5 million, and because of the legislative process dragging on so long, we really didn't launch this till July of last summer, 2 months ago. So we didn't have a real long time to let people understand the value of this last dollar scholar. But based on the results that we have right now, I think we had almost 400 students at Iowa Central take advantage of it. We've taken in about 700, almost 800,000 in state money from this last chance dollar funding stream. So statewide, we're going to generate and use about $13.5 million. But based on the demand, we think that's going to at least double, if not increase more than that next year. And again, it's an investment in the state and folks like yourselves to try to incentivize them to get into a high career pathway. And whether you're an accountant working for CJ Bio, my son's girlfriend just graduated from Iowa in business and finance. She just got hired by CJ in their finance department as an accountant. So there's all opportunities in that whole ag sector, the bio sector, and manufacturing here in the state. So our job here at Iowa Central, and Nikki and the staff, they do a wonderful job of trying to prepare you guys, whether you go on from here for another 2 years of college or even longer, or to go out and go to work right now. And if you look on the Iowa Workforce Development job page, I think there's 30 or 40,000 good paying jobs that are open right now in the state that companies can't fill. So I don't know where all you guys are all from. I found out Logan's from Fairfield, but we selfishly would like you to stay in the Fort Dodge area and help fill the jobs, because CJ Bio and that ag bio park out here that we've done a lot of work with, their goal is to have eventually 5 more manufacturing processing plants out there that'll employ 2,000 to 3,000 more people. In my lifetime, it's the best thing that's ever happened to our region, and it allows people to stay in rural Iowa where it's more affordable, but still yet be close to Minneapolis, Des Moines, Quad Cities, Ames, whatever you want to do. So, long story short, my experience has been more practical than an academic background. When I first got hired here, Nikki, you'll love this, one of our PhD professors was really complaining that, how dare they make a guy who's not even got a master's degree be a vice president. And so the then president said, well, if I were you, I'd go talk to this guy. So I went and talked to him, and he was kind of taken back. And I was nice. I just said, I understand you got issues. And I said, you don't think, I know I don't have a PhD in paper, but I have a PhD in real life. So give me an experience, for a year to see if I can do what I'm supposed to do. Never heard a word from him since. So the more practical work that you do, and the more you are with dealing well with people, the better your life career will be. So that's my message. It's not real complicated, but it's about relationships and finding the niche in your career path that you like. There's now better resources available to help you pay for it, and our financial aid people are there to help every day. and they'll help you, those that want to transfer on, find financial aid at the four-year universities too. So with that, I'll be happy to try to open it up for questions, answer any questions. Logan has an uncle that I've done a lot of work with on political campaigns, and he's very, very successful in his niche market of helping consult and get people elected and raise money. But it's just, there's a niche for everybody in this life, and I hope you find the right one. So with that, I'll be happy to answer questions. Or if you guys want to get out of here. But oh, it was invaluable to me. Without that internship, I wouldn't have become as focused as I became at my young age. I have a son who's graduating this year at UNI. He came here for 2 years in construction carpentry program. Now he's graduating at UNI with a construction management degree. But he's worked every year as an intern and also actual employee of Jensen Construction. The hands-on experience he's got made it easier for him to learn and do well in school. But the hands-on internship, anytime you can get a chance to get one, please take advantage of it. I know Nikki and everybody will try to place you. If I can ever help, I know a ton of company owners across the whole region. Be happy to help. So internships are very important. I would really highly recommend it, whether here or if you go on to a four-year school. Ironically, I become friends with the chairman of Principal Financial Group. You know, they have about, I think, 15,000 employees globally, a multi-billion-dollar company. And we were working on this Future Ready Iowa because they're having trouble getting finance people to come to work for them. And after several meetings, and he's a good friend of another friend, so I know him socially, he said, Jim, you won't believe this. He said, I've been a principal now for 20-some years. I've been chairman now for 5. Not once has the dean of finance from University of Iowa ever come and said, we've got students we want to place as interns. He said, how crazy is that? You know, we've got one of the best financial service companies in the world, yet the University of Iowa, because of their non-connection, doesn't understand there's good jobs. So if they would help these people be exposed to good jobs in Des Moines or Cedar Rapids or Fort Dodge, but right now they're trying to send them to Chicago, Wall Street, because they think it's better. Well, it's a lot more expensive there, and it's less expensive here. So yeah, internships really are very important. Well, I don't want to bore you guys, but if I can never help you, Nikki knows where I am. I'm in the administration office. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, you're welcome to come in and see me or call me, and I'll try to set up a time. So thanks for having me, and good luck this year. Yeah. I started in high school, you know. I did. Because I liked people, and I ended up becoming our student body president in high school. So I've been involved in, you know, being a leader in public policy because I enjoyed it. But I have so many friends that are involved with so many different things, not political, but business or farming related. The more networking you can do, the better. In agriculture, for example, they have a variety of commodity groups that represent corn, soybean, pork, beef, chickens. So whether you're a niche farmer in those sectors, get involved with them. Or if you go to work for a company that's involved with serving those industries, yeah, the networking is very important. So hope you guys all enjoyed the school year, and I'd be happy to come back later in the year and kind of give you an update on how the politics is going at the State House. So well, yeah, we're working on trying to improve this last dollar scholar for next year. We're working on several grants that'll be going out to allow us to get a few $100,000 to do additional training in special niche markets. Iowa Central is one of 63 colleges in the country that got a waiver to use Pell Grants in prisons. So we're now serving Fort Dodge and Rockwell City prisons and just doing extremely well. So now, because of our success, the Department of Corrections is working with Iowa Central to now develop online classes in 8 other prisons in the state. So we're working through all the state and federal bureaucracy on that stuff. And again, it's frustrating for those that don't even understand the system, but again, it's about networking and knowing the right people to call. So I've actually literally been in the White House several times talking about how this second chance Pell is actually working in the real world and how they need to support it and expand it. So I do it from the local city council to literally to the White House, and it's been amazing the people I've met. You know, I've been lucky enough to be co-chair for several presidential campaigns. Last one was Chris Christie, who didn't do real well. But Rudy Giuliani and Steve Forbes from Forbes magazine, a lot of these people, and then last time around, because I'm a Republican, so those that aren't a Republican, I'm sorry if I'm offending you, but that's who I align with. But yeah, they're just like all of us, you know, they just happen to be well-known people. So through all the networking I've done over the years, has helped me become exposed to them. So stop in anytime, and thanks for having me. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kersten. We can go ahead and give him a round of applause. He also bought the pizza tonight, so we give him another round of applause. All right, thank you to everyone for coming, and with that, that'll conclude our meeting. All right, thank you.
And also really quick, if you did not sign in on the attendance sheet, please make sure that you did. That is how you get extra credit for my courses as well as Doc Don's. And if you have not filled out the Accounting and Business Club meeting form quite yet, there is one up there. Also take that. There's a schedule for the year on all of our speakers that you can grab, as well as our Constitution over there. So otherwise, have a great night, and you should be able to make it over to the other speaker over in the Student Resource Center as a motivational speaker. So, all right. Good night, guys.